I think there's a bigger issue
Yes.
that we really need to talk to Osama about here. And welcome to our webcast.
Osama, how you doing?
Always good to see you.
How are you, Stephen?
Chuck was bragging on the whole coalition of community newspapers that
Yes.
that you guys have become a part of, really trading information with
Michigan media.
Yep, exactly. So I think it's a great thing that you have become the news source for so many people in this area.
Absolutely. And I think
Why do you think that's worked so well? And it's been sort of under the radar too.
I think that we have tried several times before to launch it, but it didn't catch. The fire did not catch. So the last 5-6 years, I think we've done something pretty good where we were patient enough, and then the issues have become clearer and better. More visible to us that we have to get together in order to start marketing ourselves as not individual organization or newspapers or outlets, but as a group, and it worked out.
And when we have divisive campaigns like this, in which immigration and race sometimes becomes a factor, is it that when people want to get information, and they clearly want to get information, it's just a matter of whether or not they're getting it all from here or from television or from radio or from newspaper, that they trust ethnic media in many respects more than others?
They trust media. I mean, there are some outlets that are being, that are trusted. Certainly, I would like to see Channel 7 as one of them. But of course, the ethnic media is a source of information that not only is trusted, but is well connected with its constituent. As far as the Arab American community is concerned, I live in the community. I work daily in the community. My reporters are focused on our community, so we know the issues. We are in touch with the community, and we know what the community feels about these issues, how they are reacting to certain things that's happening in our country. And we cannot be isolated because we have some common denominators with other ethnic media. For example, we agree with the Jewish news and the Latinos and the the Asian, and also the Michigan Chronicle on civil rights. We probably disagree on maybe taxes or maybe economy, or on some of the issues that may come up. On the RTA, for example, we have all of us endorse the RTA. We believe that it's good for the minorities and the ethnic community. A lot of people don't have transportation. They come to this country, they wanted to move from point A to point B, and we are the only state probably lagging behind regional transportation. And I think that this is something that we are very interested in, to see our communities, able to catch a bus or a train or something, some kind of transportation to move them from point A to point B.
Osama, let me quickly ask you a question. How do you convince the suburbs who are out there, they've got their cars, they've got their transportation, how do you convince them to spend their hard-earned money to help these communities that don't have their
Because they're going to make money out of it. Because when you are able to move quickly and less expensively from one point to another, I think you're going to see more people have more money to spend, to shop, to eat, and to visit the suburbs. I don't think that it's a bad thing for the suburbs. Plus, we have senior citizens, and senior citizens in the suburbs, like senior citizens in the city, in the core city, they need transportation, and sometimes their siblings and their kids are not around, so they can catch a bus, they can catch a train to take them around. It's not only one way. It's always. It works always. And also students. Don't they have students? Now they don't have to buy cars for their students. It's safer for their students to move around, in a regional transportation. So I think that if we are marketing this properly, I think it works for all people.
Arab Americans have clearly become a part of this campaign, whether they wanted to or not. And I think I saw something on the news today. Was it Royal Jordanian Airlines?
It's a joke. But
I know, but they used it as an advertising gimmick to say, hey,
hurry up, catch your flight now.
Catch your flight now.
Yeah, we're offering a cheaper rate so you can come into the United States before Donald Trump becomes president.
Right.
I don't know.
And we say it in a laughing way about that, but it's been a very serious issue.
It is.
As you reflect back, as the polls start to close and people weigh in on this.
Let me tell you, in our community, there is a very good reception to vote. They're out. The turnout is unprecedented. And I believe that in the Muslim community, that usually the turnout is about 40%, 45%. In general election, we're going to be around like maybe 55, maybe 60%. So the turnout is very high. And thanks to Donald Trump and the campaign that he launched, I think people are motivated, not only in our community, but in the country in general, in order to determine which way this country will go. Now, I am optimistic that we will go in the right direction. I'm not going to say which direction it is, but everybody is ready to accept, the consequences of this election. If we go a right turn, I believe that we're going to trouble.
Let's be clear. You feel a right turn would be a vote for Donald Trump.
That's correct.
Okay.
And if we go straight, I think we should go a little bit to the left in order to start gathering some of the pieces that we have, it has been broken, this election. We have a country that's broken. We have a country that's divided. We have a country that it's hurting. And I think that whoever is the president, the next president, is going to do a lot of work in order to repair the damage.
How closely is this election being watched in the Mideast?
I can tell you frankly, as I got in my car to come here for the interview today, I got 2 calls from overseas. One is from Al Jazeera, which is a very highly respected, outlet, and also from Al Arabiya, which is, I think right now it's the highest, watched television around the world, in the Middle Eastern world. And both of them called me while I was driving in here to ask me about the election. So it's being watched in an unprecedented way. And I think that Facebook and Twitter is right now burning with after 8 o'clock probably will be much more, looking into this election, how this election is going to turn out, and what kind of consequences the election is going to have on the Middle East. Because as you know, our country, believe it or not, or they admit it or not, we are involved. Our fingers are all in the pie, everywhere in the Middle East. And how is this going to affect the Middle East and the future of the Middle East is yet to be decided in this election.
We have about 6 minutes left. The polls are open still, so if you haven't gotten out to vote and you're within 6 minutes of your polling place, now.
And after 6 minutes, we are silent, and then we listen to the final decision.
And you have to see what happens, and then live with whatever it is.
That's right.
Osama
Thank you
Siblani,
very much.
thanks so much for
Always a
coming
pleasure
in.
seeing you.
Always
Thank you so much
pleasure.
for coming in.
Appreciate it. Thank you very
Good
much.
to see you again.
Osama Siblani, publisher of the Arab American News, which is based in Dearborn, Michigan, which you've heard an awful lot about every time you